Alright, welcome to the Whiskey Raccoons YouTube channel. This is our first episode of our vlog. We are talking about our very first show that we ever had, do's and don'ts as an artist, and how to get over any of your fears as a new performer out on the scene. Enjoy!
Okay, so actually just tell me about like the first time that you guys performed somewhere. Like who was it for? How did you guys hear about it?
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
The first gig that we had was actually booked before we started actually playing together.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How?
So I came
Kara's
into
a
this,
psycho.
I came into this and Kara was like, "Okay, cool, that's good. I'm glad we're probably gonna go ahead and go forward with this." Also, I already have us a gig booked in January, and I was like, "Awesome, good to know."
Yeah, so we met on Craigslist in October 2014. John came over here, and he was like, you know, and we were just meeting for the first time.
Right,
and so John was like, "Are you sure you want me to come to your apartment?" And I was like,
You don't know me.
"I'm sure it's fine, whatever."
Right.
Hindsight, that was a terrible idea,
Actually, did ask
John was fine.
her if she had friends over, because I was like, it's not really cool for me to just show up.
That was crazy for you too, because you don't know, Kara could have been a psycho.
right. Well, I am, so I am a psycho.
Right.
So it's fine.
Should have been here like.
I am a psycho. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna drive. If I was a psycho, I wouldn't drive like a half an hour over here to kill two people and then drive a half an hour back.
I don't know how psychos function, but anyway, John wasn't. Thank God. He's just a, you know, quiet ginger. So John came over and he was like, "Hey, yes, I want to play music. I don't know you, but I mean, your voice is fine, but I mean, you're like a psycho." And I was like, "No, I'm fine."
Right.
And so he was like, "All right, I guess we can like do this, whatever."
Right.
And I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm so glad that you want to be in a band together. By the way, I already booked us a gig. It's in January. It's a wedding reception."
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, we have to play for 4 hours, so we need to learn 4 hours worth of music.
Right.
We have a couple months to do it." He's stressing out just thinking about it. You see his face? That's John's face when he gets stressed out. And so he was like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we totally have, like, it's already booked. Like, payment's already worked out. Like, we got to do this." And he's like, "Oh my God."
And it was at the Art Gallery, which is a retired police station. I don't know if you've been in there, but it's fantastic inside. But we also had a lot of issues, like gear-wise. Things didn't want to work when we first got there. And
Right.
Yeah.
So that's actually my next question. Like, how did you guys know you were ready to perform?
Oh, we didn't.
You didn't know you were ready.
No. I mean, we knew that we had right at 4 hours of music, like right at the minute, 4 hours of music, as long as we took 10 to 15 minute breaks, 15-minute breaks between each set to make sure that like we could do this. So yeah, so we practiced 4 times a week probably from October, 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah. 4 or 5 times a week, right?
Or more if we had time. But we both had full-time jobs too, and then I traveled for my job quite a bit, and and it was kind of crazy. So the problem was I wasn't comfortable hearing my voice that raw yet when we joined the band.
Right.
So I probably drank like a bottle of wine every practice just to like get through it because I was so nervous. Okay. So by the time we got to our show at Art Gallery, I think we were both about to like pee our pants. We were super nervous.
Yeah, the first couple of shows, the nerves were definitely there. Like that went away after a while, but for that one, I very much so remember being extremely nervous.
Like, how much whiskey did you drink that night?
Oh, probably.
I would say over the past year, like.
It's calmed down.
Well, I mean, we've been playing music now for like 2.5 years, so I would say first year we were nervous like quite a bit, especially at a new venue. Like when we played it, we did this stuff. Walnut Grill, we did a lot. Big Daddies, Llewellyn's.
Right.
We played Botanical Gardens, Anheuser-Busch.
Botanicals, right.
So we would get nervous, and now I think instead of getting nervous, we're like, I think that the more live music you watch, you just realize that. I mean, that's the beauty of it.
So, what is the most memorable thing that you can recall from your first performance?
The most memorable thing was plugging into the house equipment and having it not work. That was
it's a big room, and they wanted us to plug into their house system so that you could hear us all throughout the room. And we're just an acoustic duet, so I had my speaker, he had his amp.
Right, exactly.
And we were like, oh, okay. So we plugged in.
That should be it. Right,
that should be it.
Right. I got what I need. You got what you need.
Yeah.
We should have everything what we need. Okay,
right.
I feel you.
Did not work at all. And so,
it's a moment of sheer panic. Like,
and it was our first show, and
our gear was not the best anyway at the time.
It was like all we could afford because we like had never made money playing music yet. So I was like, all I could afford was this like $50 speaker on sale.
Right.
John's like,
out of pocket.
Yeah.
The guitar I had, it was the guitar I had since I was like 16, so it was like old gear.
Right.
And then it's in like an old jail, so we were like walking around like sitting in jail cells. Being
and you guys never seen the venue before?
Never seen the venue before.
Yeah, that brings up another good thing, just like for other upcoming artists. I think that's one thing that any performer should know. Know what your stage looks like, know what equipment they have, and know what you need to bring.
Oh yeah. That, and nowadays we can adjust pretty quickly on the fly, and we're really comfortable because we've been through so many scenarios. But at that time, when it was our first show, and we were playing for a friend of mine, Nicole's best girlfriend, it was her reception. And so we just want to do a really good job because we knew some of the people, and we were like, oh my god, it's her reception. Like, does she know this is our first show? And so we were trying to like just be really cool. But at the same time, and this was the other awkward part, we were on an elevated stage over everyone else, and the reception was very chill, very like mingle, low key, which was great. But we were just kind of sitting on this stage, and it was more of a stage for performance versus like a seated duo.
Right.
It was just like this huge stage, and like the little Whiskey Raccoons were just sitting there, and we're like, please love us. And and then, but they loved it. I mean, they were wonderful. Everybody was so nice.
Yeah, I think we were both sitting down for that.
We were both sitting down for the whole show. I don't think John took his eyes off of his strings the whole night.
Why not?
He just looked down at his strings just the whole night.
Right.
I like tried to make eye contact like 3 times with people, and I almost peed my pants. So I'm like, nope. Just
also, if there was anything that you guys could do differently about your first show, what would it be?
Nothing. I leave it the way it is. It's a first show. Like, you have to go through that in order to feel better about things. Like, so that's fine. Like, our first few shows were a little rocky, but I mean, you move on. So.
Well, and I think too, like, our goal was literally just to get through the show for the first like 20 to 30 shows.
Right.
So every time after we would like get through a show, we'd be like, oh my god, we just got through a show.
Every time we would do that too, we would wind up going, let's go get a drink.
We'd be like, let's go get a drink. We just got through a show. And so
now it's like, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, now we like get through a show and we're like, yeah, good job, sounded good. All right, see you in a couple days. So which is still like so much fun. I think it's way more fun now. I shouldn't say that. It's just a different feeling now because we still get nervous and stuff, but not as nervous.
Okay, cool.
I don't feel nervous in general.
Oh, he's so confident.
Just like before the show, we've had like really bad shows before, so you know what to expect with a really bad one.
Really.
And then we've had fantastic shows, and like most shows fall in the middle, so you kind of know where.
Whatever. Most of our shows are fantastic.
Well, I mean, there were some shows that were better than others.
I will say there was one show in particular, like John's amp didn't work. The chords went out. He forgot his capo.
Oh, wow.
And like you need the capo to like get to the different like keys of the song that I need to sing in. So we can only sing like 2/3 of our material, and we needed all of it because it was like a 4-hour show. We had to do it completely unplugged and acoustic.
Okay.
Oh my god! I swear to you, like my armpits were sweating so bad by the end of that because I was just like, like I did not want to give out our business card because I didn't want anyone to know who we were, and it was fine. People came up to us, and we were in like kind of a cool corridor. So people came up and they were like, "Oh, it was good," and they were like, "Yeah, okay, no, it wasn't," But
so now how do you guys save face after like a bad performance?
We leave as quickly as possible. We duck our heads down,
back up and haul ass.
We put none of that on social media. We're just like, no, we were like swimming all day, and we were not in the same place.
We wasn't there. We weren't at that place.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You're like, John was in Illinois. I was in St. Louis. Like, we have no idea what you're talking about. So stealing our band name? What?
That's horrible.
But no, I would agree with that. We've had some like shows where I was like so devastated afterwards. I was like, I couldn't even talk, and that's
I don't want to live.
Right. I was like, oh yeah, it was like not a good experience.
Some of them were like equipment failures. Some of them were just like we were exhausted. The first 2 years were really.
But as you guys perform more, you guys realize that it's just okay.
Yeah.
This is what's going on.
We're
this
like,
is what I gotta do.
Shit's gonna happen. That's just like music, and that's the beauty of it.
What have you learned as a performer, not just an artist, but as a performer?
I learned that I get told I need to smile and not look down as much, and that is something that I still struggle with. So it's not easy.
Cheerleader 101.
I would say something else like you've gotten a lot more confident, like performing songs either on the fly or some. For instance, like there was a night where like. Because we've switched to iPads, we're getting real high tech. But forever we've used these like songbooks and we've had music stands. And more so they're just like in case we need them. I usually need them more than John. because I get my lyrics mixed up and then I'm like, get all messed up. But
right.
but I would say like his book was like non-existent when I just couldn't find it, and he did the whole show, no book. He was like, I think I can do this, and so I think you got more confident like doing things on the fly.
Yeah, I mean in that sense for sure.
So John, how have you seen Kara improve?
How have you seen me improve?
How have I seen you improve?
Yeah.
Actually,
So I am. Tell me. Right.
The banter in between the songs has improved a lot. Like at first, Kara either didn't say anything in between songs, or she was just like, just play something in between songs, just play. And then she wouldn't like say it. Well, she's gotten better with that, and a lot of the jokes have changed, which I'm very happy about. Because initially, the jokes in between were, she would always tell every single time, my brother's name is Elvis Presley.
His brother's name is Elvis Presley. Like, come on.
That's pretty cool.
How am I not supposed to say that?
How do you get over performing for people when it's not a lot of people there? You know, like when it's
we've performed for like one person before for like an hour.
I think a lot of the time, that's when we'll take the opportunity to try stuff that we wouldn't normally try. Like we do songs we don't normally do. We might try originals out that we've never played for anyone, but we're just like, no, let's try it. Let's see what happens. I mean, that's just, you know, the time that we do that. When we have a big crowd, we usually stick to the heavier hitting covers for sure. So
right. I like it.
And we've done it before where there have been like two people, and then honestly, it almost is sometimes a little bit more nerve wracking because then you have these two people that kind of feel like they're getting like a private concert, and you're like, you know, just singing like right to them. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Is that how you feel about it? Like,
no, sometimes it's like a good experimental time, and then sometimes I think I like put too much pressure on myself, and I'm like, oh, this is a private concert just for them.
Right.
I want to make it perfect. And then, meanwhile, these people are like drinking a beer, and you're like, no,
whatever.
It's fine. Yeah.
Right.
We've played a handful of shows where my boyfriend Gary, who's back there on the couch, you can probably like only see his knees or something.
Yeah.
He's been our only attendee at Llewellyn's. And so there have been shows where I've sang for 3 hours just to Gary, like the same songs over and over. Right. Where are you, Gary?
Yeah.
There he is.
Hey.
He's always hanging out. He's my backbone.
Yeah, so like, what are some tips that you give first-time performers about the importance of, you know, having a good relationship with bar owners, or just the first time performing, or just like, you know, just some do's and don'ts.
Don't ever be late.
Yeah, shut up! Don't look at me like that. I'm never late. I'm never like.
Oh, so this was
a stab. Yes, I'm never like late to a show. But if I say like, John, I'm gonna be there like 45 minutes before the show, and he's like, good, I'm gonna get there. He's always way early. I'm gonna get there an hour before the show, and I show up 30 minutes before the show instead of 45. He's like, where have you been? I've been here for 30 minutes, and I'm like, dude, it's fine. It is not more extreme.
Wait, John. Wait, I need your perspective. What do you say? How's Karen?
We've actually taken bets before, like me and the bartenders.
I want to get in.
We've taken bets as to when she'll show up, and she's come skating in at like 5 minutes till, and she'll swing right past all the gear and go, I have to go pee. Grab me a glass of wine. I'll be back.
Do this.
That is only at one venue that we are like best friends with the bar owner, and I very much know that it's all going to be fine.
Right.
I don't know what happens to my body with time. I don't.
Honestly, I think a good tip is to try not to point out when the other person makes a mistake. We have a bad habit of smiling and then looking at each other if the other one makes a mistake, and we do that all the time. It's like
it's terrible.
Hard not to.
It's terrible.
But it's one of those things that if you don't point it out, they won't notice.
Yeah.
And so we've done it 100 times. It's just been like, well, she's. Well, I mean, there's been things where it's like I'm playing a song and like I'm dying already, and she'll stop the song to do something with the audience, which is usually it's fine for people.
Define dying already though.
We're playing We're playing along set. We'll be like into our third set, and we're playing a lot of songs with bar chords, which are difficult for my hands. So that's dying. And then she'll see like a puppy or something in the audience, and then lose her mind, and then walk into the audience and play with the puppy, and I'm like sitting there just the whole same chord just.
Now you have to incorporate the puppy.
Right.
Now you gotta incorporate the puppy.
And then at some point I'll hear him start to like play harder almost, like get over here, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I have to go.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, don't do that to your bandmate. I mean, unless it's like, I don't know, audiences love that. I love puppies.
puppies, babies.
Babies.
Anything cute. Anything sparkly,
Anything cute.
glittery.
She's like,
There was a time at a show where I like saw this baby that had pearls on, and she was like maybe 8 months old, and I just like ran up to her mid-show and like picked her up.
8-month-old with pearls on. That's kind of classy.
It was
you had to stop.
hilarious.
Yeah, right. You had to stop it.
So I like ran up, like picked her up, and then I realized, oh my god, I don't know this baby and I don't know this mother, and I just like looked at the mother and I was like, I'm so sorry, and she's like, yeah, you're holding my baby. I'm like, I know. I'm gonna put this right back here. I'm so sorry. And I was like, I'm gonna go sing now. Okay. And I like ran back up, and John said, did you just like go pick up a baby? Like
in the middle of our
recording line.
Right.
So don't make me mad.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
So how do you guys get over just not even just irritations with each other, just irritations like with like the music industry. And
oh, we get so irritated at each other.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I see that. It's
like brother and sister.
I see it. I see it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well.
Just power through.
Well, like, and we know when we're pushing each other's buttons.
Yeah.
Like we know when we're like, yeah, whatever.
She makes me angry. I just get quiet, and then later on I'll do something I know will piss her off.
Right, and like that's how he gets back at me.
That's fine.
So it's but we like know that's what's going on.
Right.
Like our first like argument was like super awkward because I was like, you know, because you're like bandmates, and so it's like a business. So it's like talking to your business partner about like
stuff about life stuff.
Yeah, but it's music, so it's not like, hey, listen, I didn't appreciate that report on Monday. It's like that really pissed me off when you play that song that way. Like, don't cut it off that way, you know. Right. But it was fine. Yeah, I mean, it's just like any other
relationship.
Yeah,
yeah. It is, right.
But I would say that like 2.5 years after being a band, like, you know, I think sometimes we, that's how we feel sometimes, like,
literally sometimes it's just better just to, like, I just quit and just, like...
John's like, I want to go get a drink. I'm like, okay.
We're at a point now where, like, everything has become sort of like this business almost. Right. And I just wanted to have a good time playing music out. And, like, that was very simple goals, keeping it nice and easy. And you can just tell she's got a lot of over-the-top drive even now.
I got a lot of goals. So just knowing your limits, like, because we knew we were going to have practice tonight. We know we have we probably see each other, multiple times a week for sure. And then we have business stuff going on every day. So sometimes you just need to be like...
You don't know who you're with. You don't know your partner.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to be like, all right, bandmate, it's 7:30. I got to get away from you. Like, I don't know. I think, like kindness goes a long way. I know there have been times where we're at bars and, you know, we're working with the bar manager and they're really stressed out because they're running around the floor and they've got a lot going on. So just, like, being patient, you know. Being patient with that, like knowing that they're busy and kind of like knowing when to wait and when to approach them. And then the second thing is so many bands I think take way too big of breaks. Like if we're an acoustic duet, we take like 10 to 15 minute breaks between sets. We have been to places where we've heard bands saying like they take 20 to 30 minutes, and they're, you know, and if that's what they have worked out with the bar, that's what they have worked out. But personally, I think like
for the fan.
Yeah, you know, if I'm like going to a venue and I know they have live music and I see that the band's going to take like a 30-minute break, I might be like, man, like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, you might leave at that point.
Yeah, so I would just say
longer than your drink's gonna last. So.
Right. So and I've heard, you know, bar managers get frustrated. Like, yeah, we hired this band, but they took 25 to 30-minute breaks, and it's like we have to go tell them like get back up. Like if you really want to play music, like show them that you're there because you want to be there and be passionate about it.
Right.
Take your breaks. You need them. Totally.
Right.
But take like 15 minutes and then like get back up there and do what you're there to do. You know?
Right.
Don't take advantage of the system is what I'm saying. And for all those freaking bandmates out there and band members who get a bar tab and take 80 shots and ruin it for John and I to have a bar tab when all I'm going to do is have 2 glasses of wine.
I actually hear that a lot about bands, greedy bands.
Yeah, just, you know, we'll say, oh, is there a, you know, tab available? And some of these bands go out there and they, you know, take 18 shots that night and eat a bunch of food, and then the bar manager's like, oh, well, now I can't let anyone drink or eat during their show. And then John and I, who have a couple glasses of wine, 2 whiskeys, 3 whiskeys.
3 whiskey and cokes.
But, like, over the course of, like, the 4 hours we're there. So, anyway, just, like, stop, okay? Like, just drink after the show because you're ruining it for us. You're like, don't do shitty stuff.
Right, exactly.
That is my advice.
I feel
like, very honest, blatant advice.
I love it. John, any lasting advice?
No, I'm good. I think I said all I need to say.
There you go. Well, yay! We got the first episode of the Whiskey Raccoons.
Thank you so much. Woo! Whiskey Raccoons! We should come with a Whiskey Raccoons song. I'm not able breaking the bin. Here and now, but we have a big thing. somewhere.